First of all, thank you so much for joining. So it's part of IMC's communication plan for this year is to have our own podcast. And then since we have been around for 10 years, so I thought it would be good to start with our team members. And we thought it would also be great to start with the longest members of myHarapan, which are the 4 of you. I believe this podcast will also serve as an introduction to myHarapan to the audience. So the HIP seniors, I have a set of HIP questions that to ask about your experience and learnings throughout the years. 10 years with myHarapan, you guys have been with myHarapan for the longest. So it's going to be more of like you sharing your experience and learnings and how fun it was, all that. So it's going to be some of bringing back the memories, So, so Nini, you were one of the founding members of myHarapan. What made you say yes to doing this?
I was forced into it. What are you talking about? No lah, I mean, the opportunity came. I've always wanted to do something like this, in trying to devise more of a business model to help more people. I mean, I did volunteer work as a student, and then it felt really good to be able to contribute in a different way. So when the opportunity came, I said, of course, how to say no lah.
Okay, so Sheilaka and Ayin, I'm not sure who is the earliest. So how long have you been with myHarapan?
Alah, us we just a few months apart aja. We came
in
kan Sheila.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I came in May, Sheila came in September.
Okay, and then Kawasanti, how long have you been with myHarapan?
8 years. We will be 10 years lah this year, Sheila, yeah?
Yeah, this year 10 years.
10 years, yep.
Wow.
Is it too long?
I've never stayed in any company for 10 years.
Yeah, same here.
Neither have I.
Yeah, my max
Kak
was
Vasanti,
4.
Kak Sheila.
Kak je.
Kak Vasanti?
Yes, me.
Yes. Go on.
Okay, so maybe I'll ask Ayin. What made you choose myHarapan? How did you discover myHarapan?
Okay, macam lame saja kan. But okay, I actually found myHarapan on Job Street because when I first came back from Australia, I memang nak cari an NGO yang that has got something to do with youth because when I was there, because I think I was lucky to get the opportunity to go study abroad, and then when I was there, I see a lot of the youth or students masa tengah belajar, students and masa tengah kerja, and my friends pun, I see that macam there's a gap, on not taking advantage of the opportunities of being there. So macam for example, when my brother came to study, my cousin pun came to study, I made sure that they take the opportunity to work there part-time pun tak apa. At least you gain some experience. So for me, it's more of like, I was given the platforms and I think it helps. So for me, it's more of like, what can we do when I go back to Malaysia? At first, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. But then when I saw myHarapan, I'm like, oh wow, this is exactly what I would like to do because there's no other foundation yang macam tu. Kalau ada pun memang tak ada lah, I rasa tak ada, memang tak ada youth foundation. So and then I saw, and then the back story is ini naughty buat muka apa ni what do you call this?
Cepat cakap the whole truth tu. Nothing but the truth.
So the thing is, the truth behind it is, when I saw myHarapan, I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. I want to do this. And then I saw Nini's face. I'm like, oh my God, I know her. And then I saw our chairman's face. Chairwoman now lah, she was the BOT. So at that time, I thought macam, alamak, I tak nak macam, just because I kenal orang, I want to apply. So I did not do that. But I spoke to Shamila about, I asked her about the NGO because I was so interested. And then apparently Nini found out about it, and I remember her messaging, wait. I remember you messaging me, wait, kenapa tak apply je? I was like, oh, okay. She found out, so I applied. And I wasn't interviewed by Nini, I was interviewed by someone else. Oh no, I was interviewed by someone else. So, and that's what happened lah. So I'm glad that Nini messaged, wait.
Crony.
No, tak ada grounding. So yeah, that's how lah.
Wow, okay. Akka Vasanthi, how did you first know about myHarapan?
Okay, I was introduced by my friend Rani.
Rani
She told
Mukherjee?
me that, sorry?
Rani Mukherjee?
Bukan Rani Mukherjee. Okay, she told me that the environment is very friendly. Okay, since I'm working in a corporate line, so I don't have any background in an NGO. So I thought this is very interesting to join. Lepas tu interview by Jamali and Rani. Dah lupa dah. So then after that, so I got into this job.
Okay. Sheila, how did you first know about myHarapan?
I didn't know what I was getting into. Same like Ain, I saw the advertisement in JobStreet.
Oh, okay.
So then I applied. So before I applied, I did some reading and all that. What was very attractive was they were working with youths. And that time, even in my corporate life, I was working with a lot of youths in Malaysia. Basically, a lot of universities and higher education institutions were our clients. So I was very interested, like, what are they doing with the youths? And I really loved that time to work with the youths. So when I did some research and everything, I realized there was a lot of programs being conducted for the higher learning institutions, and it was very much my passion as well. So I came for the interview. I was chosen because I think there were ratus applicants. So wow. God's grace, I think JobStreet portal somehow pointed out, I don't know how I was picked. So I came for the interview, Nini, and then the HR manager interviewed me. And fire was flying, I guess. I don't know. I saw sparks. Fireworks. I saw sparks when I was speaking and everything. I was so interested in what myHarapan was doing and the work they were doing with the youths and to get involved. But truly, at that point of time, I didn't really know about social business. I didn't really know what we exactly were doing, but the only thing I knew, we were working with youths and we empower youths and, for the greater good of the community and the country. Yeah, so the dark side.
So Nini,
sorry,
I'd like to ask you, what are the differences you see in myHarapan or you as a person in the past 10 years?
What's the difference? I think it's still, the difference is, I think we're a lot more, how to say, we're always constantly on our feet, and that has always been the case. We're always thinking about how we can actually make it better. I think when push comes to shove, I think we've come to a point where we really have to be a lot more innovative and creative in the way we do stuff. The team is still small, which I actually, to be honest, I like. It can be slightly bigger, I'm sure. I think all the seniors here will agree that more resources as far as talent is always required. But I think having said that, the team has grown from strength to strength. So the oldies here definitely yang tua-tua kat sini dia lebih, I rasa lebih muda, sangat muda.
Sebab nak rasa muda.
Yes, I think they're younger at heart. I think they have a lot of energy, and they have. I think we've grown from strength to strength, lah. So there are a lot of things that we've learned over the years. 10 years. That's not to say that everything is nice, fine, and dandy. Tapi I think as a team, we've grown, at least among us as the above 40. Oh, sorry, did I? Sorry, it's in my face. But the great thing is age is just a number. At heart, all of us are, I think we've grown younger, so all of us are around averaging 25. Sometimes we're younger than Sharani,
all the time.
So
Like there's no difference. We're the same always.
oh yeah, all
Syarani
great.
je nak bagi
I
kita
feel,
kak,
I mean,
kak.
I have grown so much, I think,
Oh,
from like,
Syarani,
you know,
were a
being
baby. You were a baby when you joined myHarapan. Now you're gonna get married, okay?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's a different stage in life, right? So I think that I wouldn't say difference lah. I think it's being changing is really part of a process, and it's good to see that we've changed somehow, and we've changed for the better, inshallah. So yeah. Hooray to all the old farts here lah. Also, you know, we're so much part of the team.
yeah.
Hmm.
I tak tahu nak cakap apa. I don't know what to say because I think I agree with Nini. But kalau nak tengok like real changes, maybe I cough lesser.
Over the time.
Maybe
over
those
the
yang
time.
tahu saja will understand that.
Yes, been coughing
I have coughed much lesser, right? I used to cough for like 3 years straight. Remember? Remember?
That's not myHarapan. That's your changing your
Yeah.
health habits.
I don't know. For me, I think maybe I don't know how to say it, but I think what I would say is like what Nini said, I've grown with myHarapan. So to put it in such a way, I feel that it's a good place for anyone to start working and to learn how to work in other industries, you know. So I feel that I have grown in that sense, whereby I feel that kalau lah there's a graduate who wants to work apa semua, you know, being with myHarapan is a good platform to learn how to be able to work outside. So because I think macam maybe a lot of people think that working for a not-for-profit or an NGO is not as the same as working with a corporate, but I think it's almost the same. You know, and then, you know, I think sometimes I would say we work even harder also, you know. But I think throughout the years, I see myself, you know, the difference is I actually really do learn a lot, you know, being at myHarapan. Dengan ini the pirate. Yeah.
Kaka, Vasanti, so what is the differences you see?
myHarapan has we grow so much now, and me as a person become a matured, and I'm learning a lot of things in myHarapan. Okay, for me the payroll system all is the first time in myHarapan. I'm learning actually. I didn't go for any course. I just go for my own way to learn these things all. So I think I got more mature.
Nice. Sheilaka, what is the difference you see?
Yeah, so for me, when I first joined, so I'm going to talk about the organization first, myHarapan. I think we have never changed in our focus. Our focus has always been the youths, so that's really good. But what we have done over the years is we have become more matured in our processes, in the way we do things. It's more structured. I'm not saying those days it was not, but I think as we go along, we have become more sustainable in the way we do things. We have become more concrete. When I first started, when I tell people I'm working in myHarapan, they go like that. But now we have more corporate partners. We are quite well known in what we do. I think we started social business as something new in Malaysia. And then, of course, the other organizations came on board and we grew bigger. I think we have become more concrete in what we do. We've become more focused, and we have grown together, the teamwork, everybody on the same page. I see that as we move from year to year, our plans become more, you know, it becomes more on a long-term basis, it becomes more of achieving a bigger goal, not only for the organization, but a bigger goal together with all our stakeholders. As a person, I think I've played quite a number of roles in myHarapan, so that has made me experience many different areas of knowledge expansion within myHarapan, within myself. And I've worked in corporate before. It's a very structured environment. You have certain KPIs and everything. And even in myHarapan, we have that. But as a person, I feel I have been given the flexibility and the power to achieve the end goal, but the methodology is on your own. So you are able to experience and employ different methodologies. That gives you the learning process, which is something that you can't gain elsewhere, because the only thing, we can be educated, we can do many things, but the only thing you reflect back at the end of the day, and for me, like after 10 years, if I reflect back, the experience is something nobody can take away. It's very different and it's very personal, and that's one thing that I have to give back to myHarapan, because the experience has been very, very different in different times and different moments. Yeah, so that's
What would you say your greatest achievement in myHarapan as an employee?
What? Oh gosh, Sharani, you put me on the spot. Tak baca soalan. Okay, for me, I think kan, ni mungkin perasan atau shock sendiri lah, I don't know. But I'm just gonna say it because I truly feel that. I don't think I have a specific greatest achievement, because it's not me, it's the whole team macam Nini cakap. But I think what I see from my, being with myHarapan from day one, I think the fact that nobody knows myHarapan and now people know myHarapan, and then like I say, I won't say it's an achievement lah, greatest achievement, but the fact that they are partners that I have maintained. Again, it's not just me, it's also the whole team, whoever who engaged with partners. But being in BD when I came in, not knowing who myHarapan is, banyak orang macam who tak kenal siapa kita punya BOT and ada penaung ke tidak and stuff like that, from basically it's like door knocking lah for partners. But to have the partners that we've held on from dulu sampai sekarang, I would say that is the best lah, because number one, the trust that they have given us, even when nobody knows us, and until now, and they're still our partners. So I like the fact that, so I would say that would be my achievement, like in terms of, maintaining relationships and, from nobody knows who myHarapan is to, knowing who myHarapan is, and then word of mouth, and then they want to work with us. I think there will be a lot more, tapi I think I always think about that. So sayang tau, macam kadang-kadang, sayang our partners. Macam tu lah. I don't know whether it makes sense, but that's what I feel lah. But of course, kalau in terms of programs, I think the biggest achievement is not from me, it's from the team. I would say, bringing Global Social Business Summit lah to Malaysia, that was the best. And then, susah lah, like people Sharani, we have so many best events, perasan kan, but yeah. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so Mas Antiaka, what would you say your greatest achievement?
This post is better experience and knowledge, and it is my greatest achievement.
Nice. Nini, what would you say?
Oh,
As a
Nini is the
team
co-founder
and-
of yours. It's already
No, as for myHarapan, what would you say?
Dulu lah. Akak dulu.
yang paling
Okay, Sheila.
As an employee, the biggest achievement, I've stayed on for 10 years.
Whoa.
That's true.
I think to make it very short, I think the biggest achievement is to be able to work with the team and innovate, coming up with creative ideas. Me myself growing with the team, listening
Oh, yeah.
and learning. I'm not a very creative person. When I first came
No,
to
Sheila is
myHarapan,
much more creative now. Serious.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very right. That's very right. That's very correct, Sheila. I remember you always say macam, I don't do slides. I don't do
Yeah.
designs. But now
Yeah.
you're expert, man.
So I think the first time I came, I don't know whether Nini remember, during the interview, they asked me if I have a Facebook account. And I said, I think I do, but I'm not active. And they said, oh, you have to get active. So I think those are the things for me as a person in myHarapan. I've grown that side of my ability, and my achievement for myself and the organization is innovating together with what I have and what others have to come up with great events, great products, great service achievement. I think it's a great achievement for all of us, each one of us, I would say. Yeah.
I want to add. Actually, you know what? I think I would say the other thing of the greatest achievement, not greatest lah, but achievement lah, is being creative. I do realize that, masa dulu-dulu selalu kena parley dengan ... lorem ipsum and whatever. But I think, yes, Sheila, you're right. We have grown to be more creative. And then the solutions, the suggestions on content development and programs memang nampak perubahan. So yeah, in my case, I would say that's an achievement because I wasn't creative, kan?
Yeah, I agree with that also. I
Excuse
agree
je.
with that.
Semua kreatif. Semua sedia ada kreatif.
Yeah, so Nini, what would you say as the greatest achievement? Maybe for myHarapan itself, or as a team.
No, I think for me, being greatest, it's always an ongoing process. It's always continuous improvement. And as far as being able to be persistent in that, I think that's where our greatest achievement is that we're constantly looking to look at better solutions, at doing better things. How do we do it as a team in this area? And I think we face so many times where people want different solutions to derive. They wanna be able to do something with us, which requires perhaps us being more receptive or being more understanding of the sort of things that all our stakeholders are facing. So I think our ability to change when as required, but within as long as we're able to maintain again
with the answers. I think I want to ask: is there any moment that you felt very touched emotionally? It can be event based, or it can be personal level. During postmortem crying.
Itu tak boleh cerita tu.
Yeah. So maybe Vasanti Akka, any first emotionally touched moment?
Yeah, this will be very personal for me. Actually, there's a few months entering myHarapan was very supporting, and jangan nangis. Okay. Okay, they emotionally become very sadness, and I at least become the back to myself. Okay, so whenever, okay, when I stop from here, I don't want to be so emotional.
It's okay, Akka. You are strong.
Okay.
We got you. Yeah.
Okay, whenever that's it lah. Whenever my son is not with me, the time I feel attaching my myHarapan stuff. Everyone is next to me. When early morning I call Nini, the 5 o'clock this morning, 4:30 something. The first one I called myHarapan looking for Nini. So I crying with her. So and see early morning and see everyone is next to me in my house. So that's the moment is very yang tidak boleh lupa in my life. So that's it. Itu je. Okay.
Sorry, Akka. We are all a family. We are much stronger now.
Yeah.
Kain.
Hello.
Don't cry. It can be
I nak nangis dah rasa. Orang lain pula, orang lain. Let me think about what.
Maybe Sheila, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I think there's a lot of moments that was very touching, especially every time we complete a big event, because how we reach the final point is kind of a process itself by itself. Because we never work alone in myHarapan, yeah. It's always a teamwork, and all of us coming together, putting it together is already a big achievement. So it's already a big touching emotional moment for us when we see the final end with a big successful bang, yeah. But I also had a personal meltdown a couple of years ago, I think to be precise, about 6 years ago. And I have to say that myHarapan was definitely there for me as a family when I couldn't talk to many of my other friends or even my family. But myHarapan was there for me. I've cried to Nini calling from a training program, and she says, okay, you just get through this, then we will provide you with counseling services and so on and so forth. And myHarapan did provide for me counseling services that I was comfortable. And thanks to Nini and everyone there. And I know Ain and then Doreen was there.
Raya Haji.
Yeah, Raya Haji. Yes, I followed you back to Kelantan. That was so good.
Yeah.
To take my mind off of things that was happening. Jamali forced me
Aku
on a
rasa
trip
nak nangis juga. Apa
to
ni?
Penang.
What is this question, Syarani?
You know, and I remember Doreen and Ain used to stay back after work to just take me out, cheer me up, and stay till late nights, and then send me back home saying that, go back now, sleep, that kind of a thing. I will never forget. I'll never forget what you guys have done for me. It's friends, family, colleagues. It's all different pots of people, different support group within our support system. But some of you are more than that. Yeah. So I really want to thank you guys. Without you guys, I wouldn't be what I am today.
Ini je macam jadi jejak kasihnya cerita buat Syarani.
Yeah. So, I think I thank for this opportunity because for me to voice out my gratitude and my thoughts, which was like I wanted to always let this out, but this is a very nice platform to do. So yeah, so thank you guys so much.
Oh, welcome. I really I really enjoyed having you and Sanol at that time, coming to my kampung. And for me, it was nice to see you relax, because whatever it is in Kelantan, whatever you do is just makan tidur, makan tidur, makan tidur. And you don't usually do that, but you actually did that. But for me, it's resting lah, your mind and everything. So it was nice.
And thanks to Vasanthi too. I think she introduced to me a lot of other platforms that I was able to spiritually grow. So yeah, thanks to Vasanthi and HR then. Thank you. Yeah, if I've missed out anybody, all of you are remembered in my prayers every day. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this question. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but I think I have to agree to that. I think whenever it is, I think just not, our team members, I think the whole myHarapan will become a family, and we can be open to anybody. And I think we all give the space to each other. So yeah. Kayin, would you like to say any emotional moment in myHarapan?
Oh, I have a lot of emotional moments because I'm very emotional. No lah. I don't want to check out and then cry, but of course,
you can cry and then check out.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna see me cry. It's podcast. It's just one way can. But anyway, I think I've had so many things happen. Tapi this one pun it happened a long time ago. So I was going through my divorce. Yes, people, I'm divorced. Hidup janda. Anyway, so because honestly, you guys are like family, but then even my own family, I didn't, oh my God, tiba-tiba nak jadi, okay, relax. So for your information, my own family and my close friends don't even know what I was going through. It was hard for me to talk about it because um, this is Ayin and this is him, and there's the front is like this, but at the back people don't know anything. So for me, let's not get into the details lah, but for me it was so hard to let go of what happened because no one knows the truth. But for me, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother if no one knows what happened. For me, as long as my immediate family and God knows, cukup. Tapi still, um, it's at the back of my mind. That thought of not a lot of people knows the truth and thinking that maybe it's me and stuff like that. It shouldn't matter, but I think what pulled me through was the courtesy of Nini asking me if I would like to go for macam counseling ataupun life coach and stuff like that, because at that point honestly I was just thinking macam I need to speak to someone yang not biased, not my family, not my friend, yang siapa yang tak kenal I, so that because I don't want to hear, oh Ayin, you are right, he's wrong, because I was confused siapa yang salah, siapa yang tak salah and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's all learning my life lessons lah. But having that help from Nini and and offering that and then going through the sessions, it helped me grow and come out from that state. Sebab. But I found closure within myself at that time, and and I was able to move forward. Kalau tak, I don't think I can, because I remember every time I was doing work I was crying. I do work, I cry kan. I don't know siapa ada masa time tu. Lama dah dulu kan, but I was crying in the meeting room. I was just constantly crying. Buat kerja sikit, cry macam, so annoying. But yeah, I'm able to move forward from there lah, which is very good. And then I'm okay now. But like I said, there are other things that happen, meltdowns and stuff like that, with partners, working partners ke tidak ke apa semua. But, the support is there. So, I cannot pinpoint which special moment because there's so many support at every point. From Nini ke, from Sheila ke, Vasanti ke, even from Sharani pun, I think you guys know because we talk about it. And that's one thing I like juga lah. Being able to talk about it, and there's a space and place for you to talk about things juga. But I've learned my lesson lah. If anything, okay, kalau lah I kahwin second time, we gotta talk about it, so that we know that what we're doing is right or wrong also, But anyway, yeah. So thank you again, everybody.
Oh. Nini, is there any?
Nini, I remember ada satu moment, tapi itu I don't know, macam I sedih sangat Nini masa I cannot say it because I don't want, because I know if I say it, a lot of people know what event or whatever. But memang I sedih sangat, and I was happy that I cried with you also.
Can I guess which event? No.
You don't see the event, but you say where. Do you remember where?
KLCC.
Yes. Okay, full stop.
I think banyak je, but it's all the good and bad, right? It's not bad, sorry. It's when you talk about emotions, happy emotions. So I think when it comes to because it takes work to be happy. So that process, like you all mentioned, is bersama-sama. So even if you go through low moments, but I think I'm the type yang memang remember, those obviously made us all much, inshallah, hopefully better people. And as a result, I think it makes happiness a lot sweeter. So as far as with myHarapan, I mean, that's the reason why I've lasted this long as well. In any organization, lain 2 tahun, and then, I involve or do some stuff lah. So I think it's really about the fact that we are really in this to create something bigger than ourselves, and I think those emotions up and down are so worth it. So there's so many again, and I think I cannot just pinpoint one. And it's not, I wouldn't necessarily want to remember apa yang sedih sangat saja sebab benda tu mungkin tak sedih, mungkin ketika itulah. But I remember the fact that already there were trying times when it was really about, for example, me discovering myself. But I think as you push along, and again, like Ayin mentioned kan, ada support system.
Yeah.
So because of the support system,
Yeah.
you rasa macam, you know, you're not in this alone. And as social animals, you feel very motivated by that fact. So again, you know, there's so many accomplishments that I feel we've shared together, and I feel that's where a lot of happiness comes in. So I feel that already it's a lot of happy moments lah. Susah lah nak pinpoint.
Oh, gosh.
Emotional ni bila masa je kan. So
Any fun
We are
memories
women.
of myHarapan? I'm sure there's
Oh.
a lot. I think every day we laugh, like, you know.
I think there's
but any
plenty.
fun, yeah. Maybe Kak
I'm in
Ayin
the car, GPS tak jalan kan.
Alamak, siapa tu? Are you talking about me? Ke ada orang lain?
I rasa ramai kat sini kot yang GPS dia tak jalan kan.
Fun memories macam-macam, Syah. Like cannot, like you know, there's fun in the office where we usually have movie days on Tuesdays. Sekarang tak sempat dah nak buat dulu. Dulu ada masa sikit, sekarang busy kan. And then I especially love our road trips. You know, going road trips and then stopping makan here, makan there. Oh my God, Sheila,
share on road trip.
yeah, bawang ada bawal goreng. You know, the road trips are the best because, you know, you will plan your drive and then plan nak makan kat mana, stop over kat mana, you know. So that is when we bond as well, the makan time, and then we do work together. I mean, cannot lah, Syah. There's so many fun memories. Like I miss our road trips. Especially road trip lah, the most fun for me.
Work trip ke road trip ni?
Work trip.
Tak
Road-
cukup kan?
Well, Nini Nini management. Nini
Oh
dah No, masa kita ingat tak ya Bagan Serai, was it Bagan Serai, Shili pula dah. Shili.
You're asking me about places.
Alamak, salah orang. But do you remember
exactly.
the bawal goreng crispy?
Not Pare Bunta.
Kare
Bunta,
Bunta.
that's right. Yes.
Wah, not bad lah.
Not bad.
She
Bawal
remembers
goreng.
because the food is good. And then, you know, our last, almost the recent road trip would be Miri, makan Lolita laksa tu, aduh, it's all about makan.
Yalah. So fun equivalent to makan.
Yes. And then when you makan happy, you buat kerja pun happy. You know, because you got to be happy with the youth. You got to keep them excited. So, you know, alasan.
Makan
Tu dah
sangat
tak
penting.
kurus-kurus.
Nice. I miss all our trips also. Akak Vasanti, is there any fun memories of myHarapan for you?
Yeah, ada satu. Because Jamali those days is staying myHarapan, right? When I habis kerja balik pukul lambat, pukul 12, 1 macam tu, I locked dia.
Serious?
Yeah, I locked it. I tak realise dia dah masuk ke office, dia tidur dekat belakang. So tapi I dengar bunyi lah track. So something walking like that. So I rasa macam takut, you know. Then I dah lock pintu depan, I dah keluar. I dah balik. So dia tak boleh keluar. That morning is waiting for auntie me to come and open for
Allah,
him.
kesiannya. Oh, bahaya. Oh, I think I remember that.
Dah lama dah actually.
Oh.
That is things lah, but
Pasal nanti dah lama tu nak lock Jamali kat dalam tu.
Alasan je. Tak tahu.
actually tu je lah. Actually, tu je tak ada banyak actually.
I think susah nak pinpoint. But yeah.
Shilaka, is there any fun memories you have?
I think for me, I like decoration. I like decorating places and all that. I think in myHarapan we go the extra mile when we have events. We try to procure things differently, and then we do a lot of work till late nights, trying to put up all these things. I think that whole thing was very fun for me, although I'm not an active participant sometimes, but sitting there and just listening to you guys and, the way you all fix things. Yeah, I think that was really fun time for me. I mean, just being there before every event, I can think of, and of course, everything else I think being shared. So every time we do stuff, I think we do it differently. We do it very creatively. We think like
Sheila terpause.
art.
I have one. I want to share something. I want to share something. Sibuk je Yin. There's this one event masa tu kita nak pergi Ipoh. That was so funny. Okay?
Yes, I wanted to say that. I suddenly teringat of the Ipoh.
Okay, now nobody knows about this, but I will tell you guys now. Okay, the story Sheila.
I know.
So masa tu we were supposed to go. It's our first time to go for PIDD ni event, and then I think we had a few cars that was going, and then Acap masa tu dia baru saja join myHarapan. So in the car with me was Acap, Azri, Sanul. Yes, kita 3 orang. So a few cars dah sampai, kita orang tak sampai-sampai lagi. Sebabnya kita tersalah jalan. Kita the exit to Ipoh, kita ingat depan lagi rupanya dah, I think you guys tahu kan Ipoh punya exit tu macam pelik kan. That was our first time to go pergi Ipoh, so we missed it. And then because terlepas kita tersangkut in the jam. And then we were trying to avoid kena, sebab lambat dan kena marah, so takut. So kita macam, you know what, there's nothing we can do, let's just have fun. So maksudnya it was so funny because Acap was still new. We can see that he was so stressed because he was the one driving. Muka dia macam, alamak aku nervous ni, kita dah salah jalan, we're going to be so late and stuff like that. Whereas I, Sanul dengan Azri, we were so naughty. We had mask on. Remember we had the Chewbacca and Kylo Ren and everything. So because of the traffic, we were disturbing the other commuters. Pakai mask, lepas tu buat lawak dalam kereta. We were just having fun, the 3 of us. While Acap was like very nervous at the time. I think that was funny because, yeah. I don't know, it was just funny for us at that time because we were laughing a lot in the car, but Acap was like so serious, like, oh my God, we're late.
I can imagine Acap when he drives, he follows the rules.
But the thing is, we went to the first car, right? We did tell them, make sure don't miss the junction, because it's a very bad traffic in front of that. So make sure don't miss the junction, and then they miss the junction.
Every time tanya kat mana, on the way. Padahal dah masuk jam.
We have very weird sense of humor that only us, the team, will understand, I guess. Okay, with that, if you were to recommend myHarapan to, to your friend, as a place to work, what would you say? Kayin, maybe.
What would I say? I would say that we have a very good culture, working culture. The trust that has been given to you to do your work ada, and then caught me off guard again. I should have looked through the questions, but yeah, but I think I would say I really believe that this is a good platform for people to start work at. If they were to come, I mean, they can come and work myHarapan and stay, but if they want to come to gain experience and then to work elsewhere, it's a very good platform because number one, okay, nanti Nini kembang sikit kan, but I believe that I like Nini punya way of leadership sebab she allows us to come up with our own ideas as how we should drive the organisation also sometimes. Tapi kalau kita over sikit, dia akan tarik kita balik lah kan, which is a good thing. But she gives us that opportunity or chance which is not actually given at many other places, because usually the CEO akan, okay, ABC, you do like this, but kat sini kita dapat that opportunity. That's number one. Number two, like honestly, for me myself, I learned a lot from Nini juga on, in terms of churning out proposals. I feel that I've gotten better. So maybe Nini was, I don't know what Nini will say, but I think I've gotten better from when I first started, because when we first started, maybe the proposal is very at a surface level, but then now it's more in depth. What would the corporate want to look at? What would the agencies or ministry would want to look at? The information is there. It's very thorough. So, and then the project planning, like the project plannings and myHarapan, we give everybody a chance to manage project. So doesn't matter, SBC, for example, our social business challenge. This year maybe Sharani runs it. Next year maybe someone else, and then another year another person. So everybody will get the chance to manage projects, which is a good thing juga. So like I think what I would say is the culture is, the working culture is fun, it's there. And then it's a good platform for you to build yourself. I think if you want to come and work at myHarapan as a pass-by pun boleh, come and work and stay pun boleh, So, but I think maybe Sharani pun can vouch for that, having worked after graduate, and she's still here. But yeah, I think I would say that like you learn a lot working at myHarapan, because there's many different areas that you'll be managing and doing juga. So yeah.
Yes, I completely agree. For me personally, I think to see where I am now, I have grown so much, so I think I also doing proposals a bit, but like I just started, so so yeah.
See, Sharani is expert at costing also now, which is a good thing, kan? At least
I'm learning, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I agree with whatever Ayun said. Maybe Vasanti Akka, what would you
I
say
agree
to?
what Ayun said there. At the same time, so I will say this is a platform to go up the career, and it's a working environment. It's very friendly, so we can learn more. As what you said, you learn more. You started to do the proposal, everything. So boleh lah. I will cakap macam tu sebab no, I rasa tu je. Tapi memang betul, so datang sini kita boleh learn everything. It's for good for the youth also.
And business juga, you having your own business, yeah.
Tu je.
Sheilaka?
I think what I would tell a fresh graduate is, in myHarapan, there are no limits to opportunity and choices. You get to test your ideas. You get to learn from failures. You are not downgraded or put on a backbencher because you have done something wrong, but instead you are empowered, and you actually grow faster in terms of capability, abilities, knowledge by doing how we do things in myHarapan as a team instead of going by the book. But having said that, we have our core values and core focus, and that's how we grow and nurture each other based on that. But I think I said this earlier, the methodologies, the delivery, there's a lot of opportunity to try many different things. Me being in my 40s, I learned from the 19s and 20 somethings of people out there and in myHarapan of how to do things, and then we collaborate. So it's a very collaborative, nurturing culture, and there is no one person doing something. It's always a teamwork. They can join YED, they can join IMC, they can do funding, but I always tell the new hire, but you are going to be given the opportunity to venture to every other areas of myHarpaan. For me personally, because I had corporate experience and then I came into myHarpaan. As I told you, I was not really sure at that point of time what my role is going to be. But this is something I noticed, and I think it came from Nini and the management way of thinking. It's very much based on trust. I think without trust, I wouldn't have come this far or stayed with the organization this far. And empowerment. So trust and empowerment for me came hand in hand in the sense that Nini had the trust when she gives me something. I sometimes deliver very last minute because I'm very fickle in what I do sometimes. So Nini trusts me, the team trusts me, empower, and when you go wrong, Nini tells, the team tells, the feedbacks are very important. So for me, it was a shift of how I used to do things, made it more fluid. I'm not a fluid person. In the beginning, I was not. I'm very structured. But now I have structure. I am also flexible in the way I do things. I'm open. I think I have grown personally. So the environment allows you to do so. The goals that you set are basically based on your ability and capability. Nini doesn't force you to come up with these goals. She guides you, and you yourself set and agrees to these things, and then try and deliver them.
I
So
agree with
it's a
whatever
great
all
place.
four of you said. I think myHarapan is a place, it gives an opportunity for you to grow. I still remember I was just about a year plus in myHarapan. Suddenly I had to manage, SBC, and Sanul were there to, guide me throughout the whole thing. So myHarapan is a place that you'll grow, So yes, I think we, okay, I want to ask, what do you guys have to say about each other between the four of you? Maybe I'll start with Vasanti.
Santi.
Dengan Nini.
Okay, Nini is one of my role model, because she's a balance her family life and her work.
No, it does not exist.
But she also,
Yeah, she is. And she
Nini
always,
bukan macam boss. Nini macam one of us je.
yeah, one of us.
Line management tolong
I don't mean it like that lah. Tengok tu. Sekali lagi Nini nak screenshot.
Oh, tak boleh. Okay, go on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
biasa Nini always they encourage saya.
Encourage.
Okay. Even I salah pronounce also. She's helping me. Okay. She won't put me down. Okay. They always bagi saya like a boost. Akka, you can do it. Akka, how come you macam ni, everything. Okay. Sometimes I believe that she can understand what I'm trying to say. Memang sometimes I cakap pun macam terbalik-balik, okay, the grammar ke everything, tapi memang dia faham apa I nak cakap dengan dia. Tapi she asked me to do myself. You come with the things, with a proper language, proper things. So she's always guide me, okay. And the second one, Sheila is she have a lot of good value with her, especially she's a straightforward person. Okay, what she feels, she will tell that. Okay, she won't be hide-eyed. Okay, you salah. Okay, she like that. She's like that lah. Okay, and she also always guide me in the right way. Even I have sometimes confused and ask her, even I tak faham apa-apa, they can guide me. And she's a good consultant. Okay. And Ayin is a more friendly to me, more than team, and team members lah. Lepas tu you won't judge, you tak cepat judge pasal orang lain. Okay. And whatever anything I want, you will there for me to teach me. When you also the same thing, you guide me, you teach me. Even I feel like very sad, okay, I come and talk to you. I rasa macam, someone is there, I can boleh sandar shoulder show like my sister, my adult sister. And itu je. Actually, a lot of things to tell. For me, your tree is a good soul for me. I really say the gifted to God. You all come to my life. Okay. And yeah, as tadi macam, yeah, for me it's a myHarapan, it's a second family. So I don't know macam mana kalau I tak ada dekat myHarapan, I don't know how I'm going to living, you know. So whatever, even I pergi cuti ke apa-apa, this, sini, I come here myHarapan. That's it. 3 orang.
Oh, Kayin, you wanna say?
So macam tiba-tiba Akak Vasanti is like apa, mother hen. Yeah. You know, dia because dia HR and dia jaga everybody. I think she's very caring towards everybody and she's very fair. Tak ada berat sebelah ke apa semua. And then Vasanti is very soft hearted. You know, hati dia lembut. Nampak je gangster, garang, rowdy, gundu, tapi mudah terasa kan orangnya. So I mean I like the nurturing, that part of you lah, Vasanti. Same goes to Nini. Nini is very, very, very motherly, even though she Nini. You know, like Nini is very, I don't know how, Nini is very nurturing. You know, tak kisahlah dari segi kerja, spiritual or not spiritual, you know, I know I can always go to her. I can, you know, I always message her, Nini, I'm feeling this, and then we talk about it, you know. Sometimes because my mind is crazy sometimes, like I like to think like 10 steps away ahead, and then sometimes, you know, Nini is you know, but she will bring me back to earth, gitulah, like that, you know, like she will give me advice, and she's very penyabar. Macam sometimes I macam orang Kelantan cakap sok hati, you know, terasa hati dengan certain not orang myHarapan but certain partners ke apa kan, macam not partners lah, tapi macam certain things yang macam what is this, what's happening, you know. Nini's like, it's okay, sabar je. You know, she's apa internet tak betul ke. But yeah, I mean but at the end of the day, like Nini, she's very nurturing in terms of giving us advice, nurturing in terms of building. Allahu Akbar. Tengok tu, si Miss Unicorn Belada ditukar. Cara ni screenshot sikit. You know, even nurturing in terms of work. You know, when we do proposals ke, when we come up with content ke, she nurtures you, you know, in such a way that, Nini, stop! You know, in such a way that you tak rasa you tu bengong, you know, you tak rasa, you know, it's very constructive, nurturing type of progressive and, you know, feedback and stuff like that. But I think very nurturing too, that's very Nini in all in all aspect, life, work, you know, spiritually memang she might not think so, looking at her face and her gestures, asking me to stop talking. Okay, so and then macam Sheila dia dah terus hilang dah, internet dia unstable, but Sheila macam Vasanti cakap, she's very straightforward, so it's easy to talk to when you want to get feedback, and then if you have issues macam you don't know how to do certain things, she'll come back, she'll help you and give suggestions because she has that much experience in the, you know, in previous corporate world and everything. But for me, until today, I absolutely love her work on training itself, because you know there's so much trainings that you have gone through and everything, but Sheila punya training honestly is very different. It's very engaging, it's very fun. I'm not nak kipas-kipas, but this is true. You know, she makes it fun, you know, from the beginning until the end, and then you know, the engagement is there, and then now with COVID happening, everything, she has changed her ways to make it interactive online juga. So I'm not surprised, but because I know she can do it. She always feels nervous, but in the end, she always does it. So, with Sheila, she's very straightforward. She knows what she's doing, and yeah, she's a very good trainer. Do I have to talk about you juga, Shah? Just
You can.
okay. So for me, apa chat ni ha? My internet unstable. I off my video, yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Mini, maybe? Mini.
Maksudnya cara I tak sampai lah.
Kenapa?
You kata you tak terasa.
No.
No, I'm kidding lah, yo. Nak go one by one ke? I think there's only praise, for all of them yang sangat-sangat penyabar dengan cara-cara I, and the fact that, especially initially I was grappling with a lot of things in, as I was sorting out, really understanding discovering who I was as a leader during the first few years in myHarapan. So I'm really, really grateful that they stuck with me and they stuck with the sort of decisions I've had to make over the years. So sangat-sangat grateful lah. And being able to have all of them by my side after all these years means a lot lah. So you kind of I know I've said it before, it's really about a supportive environment, and I think as far as myHarapan is concerned, they are partners. Basanti, Sheila, walaupun dia garang Basanti pun garang juga, tapi sebab management tak adalah. But I think it's really about the fact that they're really willing to listen. So Ayin also willing to listen. There have been occasions where I may have pressed the wrong buttons, but I'm grateful they understand that as human beings we're all prone to also making mistakes, and as a leader that's very, very good lah. So I'm seeing how Sheila, she mentioned that she was initially super unfluid, right? But you've seen her grow and
No, she's fluid.
Now she's water.
Fluid. Yeah.
She's water. And is ever so willing to listen and to put herself in situations where she may not be familiar with. Like Ayin mentioned, training in a more of a virtual environment, and I think that was done really quickly, and that really is testament to the sort of trainer that she is. So memang as a trainer, alhamdulillah, I feel that we're so bertuah, we're so lucky to have her on board and stay with us for 10 years. And tak ada paksaan kan, Sheila? So
no paksaan.
Yeah, so that has been I feel there's so much, there's no way I feel I can say how grateful I am lah. Vasanti also dengan to Rani, after Rani, and after going through all the different motions, really learning how we need to improve on our processes. Walaupun I marah macam mana pun, dia tetap tahu that at the end of the day it's really because I sayang lah kan. So tak marah maka tak sayang macam tu. Anyway, I think there's a lot of care, and I think as part of myHarapan oldies, it's really about how we can actually go together and looking also at my strengths and weaknesses and accepting me as a person, and accepting also myHarapan as it is. Ayin, what do I say about you? So, walaupun lama, I think as a working environment, I think we've been able to keep super professional also. So I think at the end of the day, we are all friends. So you are all my cronies, y'all. So Ayin tu pun sama juga, walaupun I marah macam mana pun. It's not marah lah. But
marah,
marah,
sayang.
but she's so ever so willing to terima, and I think that sangat-sangat bagus. Ada orang datang pula. Again, it's really in accepting and her ability to always, despite her age,
Perasaan muda.
semualah kat sini sentiasa ada keinginan untuk sentiasa belajar. So that desire to learn continuously is, I feel, even zaman kini pun the youngins, Sharani, you all that, perhaps don't have the same level of attitude that I think all of you here have. So and I think that is a sort of culture, and that one is really as a result of whatever that you guys bring in myHarapan. So Sheila pun sebenarnya I takut Sheila dulu.
Serius ke ni?
Sheila
ke?
tak tahu ke?
Tengok muka dia main je.
No, really. But I think it's more. I think it's more the level of respect that I have. With the sort of knowledge I have. So it was super intimidating. But that means I had very good reason, you see. And I think all of you bring in all these different, special, unique things that memang terselah. I can see it so well now. So best lah macam jadi mak tau. My babies. Kono lah, but I'm glad that you have been a big part of my life for 10 moving to 11 years kan? This year.
This year 10 years.
Yeah. 11.
Yes.
myHarapan 11 years lah.
11 years myHarapan.
11 years. So some of you less, but I think it's sangat-sangat bermakna. So thank you.
Okay, Shilaka.
Okay, my internet is unstable, so bear with me if I go off. Thank you to all the three of you for the feedback, and thank you so much. I guess there is no perfect relationship, but what makes it great is that we at least try. And for me, Vasanti Akka, you've been always there for me. I had no doubts that I can always come to you, talk to you freely. We go for our breakfast most of the time together. And I'm happy that I have someone in myHarapan that I can always count on, go-to person, and then I can ask you for help anytime. I enjoyed all our hiking, it helped me to feel better. I hope we will get to go soon after this COVID situation has weathered down. So I'm really grateful that I can come to you openly about anything and everything, and you're always there with an open door. So thank you so much. Ain, you have always been there longest. And I think you know everything about me, and I think I do know some things about you too. And we had our ups and downs, but nevertheless, we try to find a common ground to work on. And I know that if I have a problem and I come to you, you always give me ideas, solution. You are not stingy with providing, Yeah, you are. I think the best thing is like nothing is kept at heart level. It's kind of like you tend to be there when I need you, and you have always been there, and I really appreciate. I think even we always say, right, people leave myHarapan, but they never actually left myHarapan. Physically they may not be there. So that's how I feel with you, Vasanti, and all the others. Basically, you have been always there as a friend, as a colleague, as a mentor, and you're very creative. I have to give it to you because a lot of creative names for our programs come from you. You're very creative. You're very colorful. You come in and everybody laughs. So
Because I look like this.
no, because you can crack a joke in the worst situations. When we are really tensed, your facial expressions. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. As for boss, I think I wouldn't have come this long if not because of you. I think everybody agrees that I'm a very direct person, and I've been very direct to boss as well, many a times. And I've never been reprimanded for being direct. I've never been held against for being direct. I can actually tell boss what's in my head, and I know I've sometimes crossed my limits, my boundaries in being so direct, but boss goes quiet and then she comes back later. And then, so she's got a way of working around people like me, I guess. And along the way, I have learned how to do things differently. I think she's more of a nurturing kind of person. I would say Nini has got two sides to her. She can be stern as well, and I know when she's stern.
Yeah.
And I know that I need to buckle up or do something and make this work. This one, but I have also seen the other side of her where she empathizes and she goes to our level, to my level, to make things work. She's very understanding. She's very open. She listens. I think that's the greatest thing about a leader. And she's always there. So I can drop her a message any time of the day, telling her how I feel, and she's always there to reply back. And I think for me, as I mentioned before, one of the greatest thing that I see in Nini is the trust. She trusts and she empowers. Because we hear a lot of noise around us, but yet she has this, I don't know how she does it, because I myself sometimes I go fuzzy, or I tend to have this judgment, but somehow she clears off this judgment and she sees it for herself. I think that's the greatest gift, and I'm gifted and I'm very thankful for all of you, even Sharani. Sharani, I've been very straightforward with you, I guess, but you've been okay, you come back. That's my style. I'm always straightforward, right? So I'm trying to change that along the way, but all you guys have been very accommodating. Why that face, Nini? So thank you so much. Thank you for being my punching bag sometimes.
I can relate it so much, So finally, I only have one last question. It's not a question, but if there's one message that you guys want to convey to the youths out there, what would it be? Not necessarily it relates to myHarapan, or it can be general, or from myHarapan. So what is that one message you want to tell the youths out there? Maybe Kain? Sorry, because you're the first one in mind.
Oh, yeah, okay. So maybe what I want, maybe my message for the youth in general, or the youth yang kenal, youth in general lah, kenal or not myHarapan. Sorry. So I would say my message would be, try and find your passion and yourself. In terms of, with regards to myHarapan, we are here. Tengok Nini, come on, man, don't do that. Tolong. Okay, so macam, we are here to provide you that platform for you to find your passion, find your talent, and then build up the capacity wherever it may be lah. Because like I said, when I first started or wanted to join myHarapan, memang my my mission was to develop youth because of the things that I see, the opportunities that I've seen and was given masa in overseas dulu kan. So while we are here, you are given that such opportunities, take it and run, but don't run away. Run with it. Don't run away from us kan. Take it and run with it, because I really believe that whatever that we are doing is to make you to be a better youth or better decision maker or youth leader in the future. There's so many other opportunities that you can take advantage of and learn from, and then use it. So don't be scared to try, because you won't know unless you try. So many people will find their passion later in the years. Some will find out earlier. So basically, when you don't do things, you won't know things. But if you do it, that's where you can learn more about yourself, your passion, your talent, and stuff like that lah. So keep on searching and trying lah, I would say. That's all. That's my message to the youth.
Vasanthi Akka?
I would like to say that education is very important. Okay, so let's say ada peluang, just grab. And life is going to be challenging. Okay, jangan takut. Okay, just open and face it. That's all.
Okay, Sheila Akka?
So basically, being a youth, there's a lot of things that you can do. I would tell to the youths out there, have a goal, meaning, start with the end in mind, where you want to be in 10 years time, 20 years time. So start with a goal, tell people about it, tell people what you want to do, and go for it and take actions. Don't be scared about failures or falling down. I believe when you go for it, things will happen and help will come. So just go for it, do it, take risk, legal risk. Make it happen in your head. You should think.
I think Sheila's internet was not stable. Apa, boss? Yeah, is there any special message to the youths? Boss Nini?
Nanti we come back to Sheila lah.
Yeah, I'll come back to Sheila, yeah.
Okay. A special message. I think the team pun dah sebut is really about taking courage and having the compassion not only for yourself but for others. So I think recently I've noticed how increasingly young people are not even dreaming. That means either dreaming. So that's where I think the goal comes in. So dreaming about, it doesn't have to be like a better world. You don't have to change and make it. You don't have to be the Miss Universes of the world and say, what you're looking for is peace. And I think it's really about having the courage first to dream, and then after which it's really putting into action all the things that you're thinking of now. So don't stop at just because sometimes opportunities they don't come to you perhaps as you expected it. But I think it's also in ensuring that you can look for those opportunities. Vasanthi mentioned grabbing those opportunities, but it's not about opportunities kena datang kat you. It's really about looking for those opportunities. Because if you don't look, then it doesn't happen to you either. It can be that certain experiences are really great in whatever dream that you have, and take that opportunity to learn from everything that you have gone through with an open mind, with an open heart. But so long as you don't lose sight of where it is that you want to go lah. So it can be the fact that at the end of the day, your dream is to be a musician. But unfortunately, for example, kat university, you're given that option, that the only option is for you to learn economics. But imagine if you're to learn economics, but while in doing that, you're also pursuing your passion in music. Because there's a lot of things that when you talk about being innovative, about being creative, imagine how different knowledge, different information, when they get together, the sort of magic that you can create. So there's so many possibilities. Keep an open mind. I think it's very difficult to always, we're always thinking about, at the end of the day, is happiness that we have to look for, right? But I think it's really being grateful for what you have today, but always in moving forward. So always be grateful in this era. There are sekarang ni petik jari semua course, different type of courses you can learn. Learning is, I think, a must. In this age, sometimes you don't even need to go to university. Think of the alternatives. There's so much that is available to you now. I think sayang if you don't take all of whatever that's relevant to you and what you want in life, and if you don't do anything about it, it's sad. But if you can't find it, ada orang cakap, they can't find passion, right? It's an ongoing process. I think I only found my passion at 35. At 35. So I think we cannot also get hung up on passion because it may change over time. But if you focus on the fact that you want to become a better person every day, I'll be a better person than I was yesterday, then